As what we are about to witness here.
This is what we're looking forward to. Let's make it count. Yeah, 2-4. I love our teammate. Just knocked our damn fender in. I saw it. I can't believe that. It's stupid. I was just getting ready to get the out of his way. He got a right in the back of me. Woo, that's going to get big right there, boys. Holy moly. Wow.
Jeff Gordon will be up front, and the fans are going to love that.
All right, Brent, let's go close this thing out, man. You got this.
Green flag in the air. Jeff Gordon trying to get away.
Still there, still. All clear, white flag.
Down the back straightaway, Gordon beginning to pull away. The drive for 5 is still alive. Jeff Gordon headed for checkered flag out of turn 4.
Yeah, buddy. Yes. Yeah, baby. Yeah, we're going to Homestead. Yeah, that's how you fight. Going to Homestead, boys. That's how you do it. That's pretty cool, Jeff, getting a win last time at Martinsville. That's badass. That was huge. I love you guys. Great job. Way to hang in there. That's what I'm talking about. Fighting and digging, boys. That's what we do.
Disaster for Kurt Busch and Brad Keselowski gifted fan favorite Jeff Gordon a front row seat for the restart.
Nobody's sitting down here. Joey Logano trying to get away from Jeff Gordon.
Gordon trying to hang with him on the outside of the racetrack, but that's going to be a tall order indeed. Logano to the lead. Gordon slides down into second.
Gordon was in position to reap the benefits of the chaos.
When the incident happened with Joey and Matt, I was getting a lot of pressure from the one car behind me. Alan made the call, we came in, got 4 tires, and then I felt really good.
A final pit stop gave Gordon fresh rubber and the confidence that he could carry his team to the championship race.
Now Denny Hamlin slips up the banking in turn number 2. Jeff Gordon battles with him for second in turn 3.
Here comes Jeff Gordon. He will go to second.
Boy, that has the crowd on their feet here at Martinsville. Gordon to second.
All clear, all clear. All right, go get him now.
With brake rotors glowing, Jeff Gordon on the brakes to the inside of A.J. Allmendinger, and Jeff Gordon has taken over the lead.
Caution because of the car in turns 1 and 2.
Sam Hornish, oh my gosh. Oh, I thought that, you know, could possibly be over right here. I've seen too many things happen at Martinsville.
Still. All clear, white flag right here.
White flag in the air, one more time around for Gordon.
Bring it home, bud.
Down the back straightaway, Gordon beginning to pull away. The drive for 5 is still alive. Jeff Gordon headed for checkered flag out of turn 4.
For the 93rd time in his career, Jeff Gordon is going to victory lane. Let the celebration begin.
Yeah, baby! Yeah, we're going to Homestead! Yeah! That's how you fight!
Hey, this is one of the biggest moments in my career. To have that happen 4 races, you know, away from the end of my driving career, to set it up for us to go battle for a championship. I don't think I'll ever be able to recreate that moment. I'm really proud that we're in this position, but I'm also highly motivated by this team. I think at this point, anything is possible. We're here, and we're one of the final 4. Why not us?
Guess we got no feeling after he was able to win the first race of round 2. Maybe he can do it in round 3. Let's go for the command.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the most...
Yeah, they're giving you the command here. We're saving.
Things are going to only intensify in this round in order to get to Homestead.
Row 3 is made up of Jeff Gordon, 8-time Martinsville winner.
Jeff Gordon in his final Martinsville start with the AARP onboard camera starts 5th.
Well, Kelly, Jeff Gordon certainly knows the magnitude of today's race. He has won here at Martinsville 8 times, and he also knows that if he's going to advance to Homestead with a win automatically, this may be his best shot to do that here at Martinsville this afternoon. He also talked about in the pre-race a moment ago keeping it clean on pit road. The last 2 Martinsville races, Jeff Gordon's had a speeding penalty on pit road that took him out of a shot at the win. If he can keep it clean on the racetrack and on pit road today in his final season, Jeff Gordon could be racing for a championship at Homestead. Dave?
Marty, green racetrack with the rain. There's no rubber there. It's going to be hard on the tires. But there's no guarantee we're going to go 500 laps with this drizzle in the area. These teams
I want to take a look at some of Jeff Gordon's milestones here at Martinsville, brought to you by AARP. 45 starts, 8 wins. He and his teammate, Jimmy Johnson, have 8 wins. Top 5s, top 10s, laps led, all incredible numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to come here in 2005, very early in my crew chiefing career with Jeff Gordon, and get my first ever win as a crew chief. He's very, very good around here. He's patient. He understands the opportunities you have to pass and when you need to take those opportunities. So he's definitely, I mean, he has to have this track circled. This has to be his best chance in my mind. Between here, Texas, and Phoenix, this is his best chance to advance to Homestead.
And even as good as Jeff Gordon is, this racetrack is so difficult. He had to learn how to be good here. He had to come and spend a tremendous amount of time testing, spending effort to get good at this racetrack. This is a very, very difficult racetrack for everyone.
And Rick, Jeff Gordon said, I'm not going to give my thumbs up that the track is ready until they take care of that issue off of 2. What we saw a moment ago, that water in essence puddling right by the curb that you guys talked about. Joey Meyer told Brad Keselowski, that's his spotter, he said.
And prior to that, it was Jeff Gordon back in the 90s. So it's been quite a long time since someone has been able to win 4 consecutive races.
Damon Murray right there trying to work his way to the bottom. He knows if he does not find a line or a way to get to the bottom, this line on the bottom will move him way to the back. So he's fighting the 24 hard to try to get to the bottom of the racetrack.
Martin Truex Jr. didn't waste any time. He got a good run.
A.J. Allmendinger, Marty.
And Rick, when I asked A.J. Allmendinger the goal for today, he told me all 500 laps in a top 10 would be nice for our race team. But this 47 team racing with a bit of a heavy heart.
As we see Joey Logano make the pass on the 78 of Martin Truex Jr.
Worked on his car, continued to take care of the tires, and now that we're 29 laps into the run, he has a little more speed than 78. He was able to get back by him. I'm looking at the 24. Right behind the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. is Jeff Gordon. He seems to be consistently running fast laps, trying to work his way towards the front.
Going by the 26. It's J.J. Yaley driving the 26 this week. Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., Jeff Gordon, the top 3. Then it's Jamie McMurray, Kurt Busch in the top 5. A.J. Allmendinger, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Newman, and Kyle Larson, all inside the top 10. And a competition caution will be coming out around lap 50.
And riding on board here with Jeff Gordon, you're going to see Martinsville at its finest. He's going to try to time this run on the 78 car. Enters the quarter behind him, so he's going to a little higher up the racetrack, turn to the left rear bumper of the 78, picks up the throttle, and about right here, he's going to look to the bottom. Even though he's not there, he wants the 78 just like that. To see him in the left side mirror, no, listen, man, I'm right at your bumper. I'm going to contend for that sport on corner entry. 78 wisely just gives him the opportunity to pass.
Yeah, timing is a great way to describe it. If you get to him too quickly, if you get in the center of the corner and you're gaining momentum at that point, well, the guy in front of you just slows down and slows your momentum up, and then he just launches off the corner. You can't pass. You have to carry the momentum on the exit of the corner to make the pass. The momentum on the end, in the middle is important, but if the guy in front of you slows you down, then you can't use it. So the timing of that pass is very critical.
Let's get some updates on the guys up front. We'll start with...
He's getting a good day out of this afternoon. That's why at the very beginning of this run, when the car wasn't really what Joey wanted, he backed out and allowed people to pass.
Harvick has been able to pick up position since the start. Wait, Rick, there's the lead again.
It comes to Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon, familiar with running out front at Martinsville, is doing it once again. Gordon leading at Martinsville. He's won here 8 times before. We knew that this may be his best opportunity if he wants to advance to the championship round in Homestead. He may have to win at Martinsville. Marty.
And guys, Jeff Gordon to the lead, as you've seen. I think it should be scary for the rest of the field that they've gotten to the lead this quickly, because they did not expect to be that good in the first half of this race. In the spring, they struggled in the first 250 laps of the race until the track started taking rubber. This track has not taken rubber all weekend long, and Alan Gustafson told me until it takes rubber, we may struggle in the first half of the race. But Jeff Gordon going forward, and he knows how big this race is. A lot of eggs in the Martinsville basket for Jeff Gordon in this 2014. They know this is their shot, their best shot to advance to Homestead.
The question now, though, Marty, is if the 24 is this good on this green racetrack, are they going to have to adjust on it? Can they stay ahead if the rubber does go down? I've had a lot of good cars early in the race here, and while it's always good to lead laps, you have to be very cautious because this is a racetrack that's going to change a lot. Fortunately for Alan Gustafson, he has a veteran driver behind the wheel. Jeff Gordon with a lot of wins here. He's seen all the different ways you need to stay ahead of this track.
One thing that Jeff Gordon is doing is he's continuing to add laps led at Martinsville. He needs to lead 107 laps, and he will catch Cale Yarborough and then pass him if he leads 108 laps as far as most laps led at Martinsville.
Yeah, when you look at that list of all-time laps leaders here, it's a who's who of NASCAR. While Jeff Gordon's career is spectacular here, small milestones like that, I do believe, mean something to him. With his career coming to an end behind the wheel here in just a few more weeks, any record he can break is one he's going to be able to take.
Jeff Gordon out front. Joey Logano staying right on his back bumper, not giving him much room to move. And Jamie McMurray also has moved up into that top three. McMurray running strong at Martinsville. McMurray's best finish at this track, a second. He did it 11 years ago, back in 2004. One of the iconic racetracks that the competition caution that NASCAR had told the teams would be coming out around lap 50. Free pass will go to the 98 of Ryan Preece. That will put 30.
He started pretty far back. He's worked his way all the way up to 9th. So another team, like you talked about with McMurray, although they're not in the championship battle, before this day is over, I'd be surprised if Jimmy Johnson and his team weren't in contention to win this race.
And I think Carl Edwards is looking forward to this yellow because while he started up inside the top 15, he's fallen all the way back to the 20th position. His car just hasn't looked great. They're going to have to go to work on the 19 car.
Jeff Gordon needs to make sure to keep close eye on his tachometer. He has had an issue with speeding on pit road at Martinsville. That's one thing. You can't have mistakes and still hope to win or advance into the next round.
And what's difficult right now, you have 32 cars on the lead lap. So 32 cars are coming on pit road at the same time. This pit road is going to be very, very crowded. Drivers have to be careful. Teams have to be careful. No mistakes.
A lot of congestion, and pit road is open. Here they come. We'll start off with Kelly.
Kurt Busch started a little on the tight side, but loosened up as that run.
Kelly leader Jeff Gordon coming to his stall, and as you said, Rick, got to watch that tachometer. Very careful coming to pit road. He was reminded about that. The only thing Gordon said is right before the competition caution, the back end starting to swing around a little bit on entry and on exit. 4 tires, no changes for the 24, Dave.
And Marty, the biggest concern for Martin Truex Jr. right now is getting through the corner. He says it's been hopping and it's been a bit tight. They're going to make a 4-tire change and an air pressure adjustment. As for Joey Logano, also tight. He used up the rear tires. They made an air pressure adjustment, a 4-tire change in fuel on the 22.
Welcome back. Pace car has made its way off the track. Puts the field back in the hands of Joey Logano. On the inside, Jeff Gordon on the outside through the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Jeff Gordon has fallen back to 3rd. He was right behind the 41 of Kurt Busch. This is what he had to say on the radio about that team.
I can't wait to see how this works out for Kurt. He is flying. Let's see how long it lasts.
So seeing it early that 41 was strong early in the run.
And what Jeff Gordon means right there is the reason he's so good here is he has a very patient approach to these runs. He's running not way less than 100%, but saving tire, conserving tire. There's a strategy to his run. Only run as hard as he needs to, save that left rear tire under acceleration. It sounds to me that he thought that the 41 was running awfully hard from the drop of the green on this run.
There's also different setups also. You know, some setups allow a team to take off, a driver to take off fast, but then it isn't as good at the end of the run. So the driver can make a change in how he approaches this race, but also the setup of the race car in many cases determines what the driver's strategy has to be.
Jeff, is this the busiest racetrack as a driver that you are in that car? Because we heard about turning blowers on and off, and then you've also got track bar adjustments that you can make. Are you constantly making adjustments to the car from in the cockpit?
Well, you are, and there's a lot going on around you all the time, too. Here in Bristol, the two tracks that there's the most going on, you're always in traffic. The track's short. You're always in a corner. You always have to make decisions quickly. So, without a doubt, this and Bristol are the two most busy racetracks for the drivers.
Well, and it's not just busy on the racetrack, it's busy on pit road. Remember, when this caution came out at lap 50, Jeff Gordon was the leader. And you see here, sitting in his pit box, Matt Kenseth. That is a spectacular job by Matt Kenseth to get as far out of Jeff Gordon's way as possible. But you see when Jeff Gordon leads, still how much he has to turn to the right. The engine almost dies as he comes around the corner. Joey Logano pit stall 1. He gets to leave straight. So even with Matt Kenseth, and a tip of the hat to Matt Kenseth, doing a great job trying to help the 24 and being a good neighbor, it still hurts your time on pit road. It goes all the way back to qualifying, Rick.
Kurt Busch, the 37-year-old, at a loss. Jeff Gordon was out front for 10 laps.
Of course, Jeff Gordon running in third. We saw earlier in the run, he was better toward the end of the first run. So it's going to be interesting to see if those trends continue.
And we saw Jeff Gordon, who's very experienced at this racetrack, make the comment about Kurt Busch. I'd like to see where this is going to end up, because he knew that he was fast for a few laps and at the beginning of a run, but how is he going to be for the long run? How's Jeff Gordon doing, Marty?
You know, Rick, it's funny, when I asked him in the pre-race if he could pick one racetrack where he had to go get a win, which racetrack would it be? No doubt. He said Martinsville, #1 on the list, and you can see why. This is the part of the run where Jeff Gordon was so good earlier on. We'll see if he can gain some ground on that 22 and 41 cars. He said the car really lost the rear tires on that last one, and that left rear didn't look so great when it came off the 24 last time, Mike.
You know, back in the spring, Martin Truex Jr. turned in a solid top 10.
Just to get back to 23rd, it's how important pit stops are. You cannot have penalties.
Run for these leaders. Jeff Gordon said his car was a little bit snug in the center, but it was working. He was really moving those last couple of laps. He said he was really trying to save the rears. It was so temperamental, Dave.
Fourth to third place for Kevin Harvick in the 4 car from 8th. No changes on the 4 car, just 4 Goodyear tires and fuel, Mike.
Joey Logano saying his car is just a little bit tight. They're going to make a chassis adjustment. 4 tires and fuel.
We're hearing a lot about the weather. Alan Gustafson just told Jeff Gordon, who you see will restart in the 3rd position there, that rain is about 25 minutes out. They do not think they could get to halfway, and Jeff said, well, then I'm just going to race as normal, but that certainly heightens the intensity down there when we know the rain is coming once again.
Absolutely, and speaking of intensity, things get pretty intense on that outside line, so we're going to scan all 43 and focus on the 2 team. Brad Keselowski's going to restart in the 6th position. That's outside of row number 3. We'll listen in to Joey Meyer, who tries to get him back down on the bottom of the track.
Green. Good out back inside. Still inside. North left here. He's coming up the track. Opening behind him. Clear by 1. In line tight. Going to be a wreck in 3 and 4. Going to be a wreck in 3. Caution.
About a 1/4 of the way through this race. Some crew chiefs, some teams looking at the radar, looking at the clouds overhead, thinking there might be precipitation in the area. A lot of the radars that we have seen, most of the precipitation is moving south of us.
And to be honest, Rick, with still 125 laps to halfway, there's not much you can do different. At this point, you're as a race team, you're just trying to settle in and get some track position. I think whether the rain's going to be here or not, until you get closer to halfway, I don't think it really affects your strategy.
Alan Gustafson had this to say about the weather just before the restart with the 24 team.
A little spit. Yeah, the rain chance is actually diminishing. If we get anything, it's going to be a little bit of spit. I think it's going to go south of us, so I'll keep you up to speed. 10-4.
You have to be careful as a crew chief not to.
And the caution has come out in turn 3. The 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. slow. 2x2 down the back stretch.
All right, here we go. 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Green. Inside tight.
Jeff Gordon still in the top 3 in the 10th spot.
50, 25, getting close here, be ready, ready, still inside, inside, still there, still inside, come on over there, there you go, thank you, Jamie.
Martin Truex Jr. able to find a spot in 9th as he is behind AJ. Jeff Gordon, who's moved up to the 2nd spot.
If one allows you to get the bottom, you'll take it. As long as it doesn't touch your tire, whatever it takes to be able to get to the bottom, you'll try to take advantage of it.
Kelly, how about the 41?
Something to be aware of with Kurt Busch in that 41 car. He's been saying that his steering has been getting stiffer and stiffer, and then just before that last restart, he said, I can even hear my steering box squealing. We'll manage it. The team thinks it's because he's been sawing on the wheel too much, which has been heating up that steering box. Steve, what's your take on it?
Well, I think that's absolutely a good point. This little short track, everything runs hotter, and that includes the power steering fluid. This is not something you normally cool, but here in Martinsville, you can run a cooler on it. And if the 41 is working his tires extremely hard under caution, you can actually overheat that fluid, turns it almost into a foam.
So not only the temperatures run a little bit hotter here at Martinsville, the fluids do as well. Marty?
Rick, you see Jeff Gordon in front of this group trying to track down Joey Logano, also watching the 41 in his mirror. On the last pit stop, we told you Jeff Gordon really trying to conserve those tires, and he and his spotter Eddie DeHaan had a very interesting conversation under the last caution. He asked DeHaan to tell him if there's a gap behind the person behind him. In other words, if the car behind him, in this case Kurt Busch, is pushing him too hard, you see Danica Patrick shoot up the racetrack there, he wants to know if there's a gap where he can get back behind another car. Jeff, that's an interesting strategy to almost give up a spot here at Martinsville. Not something you normally want to do, but you don't want a driver pressuring you that hard early in the run either.
They were last on pit road on lap 104. We've completed 157 laps, Kelly.
Kurt Busch will pit from the 3rd position. He said we're on the tight side of...
Jeff Gordon pits from 2nd. He said the car really not that bad. You see him on the bottom of the screen. He said, I'm just trying to keep the rear tires on him. They stopped him a little bit shorter in his box for a cleaner exit, Dave.
Kevin Harvick comes to pit road for 4 Goodyear tires and a fill of Sunoco fuel. He said the car was really good that run, Mike.
Joey Logano, your leader. He's led 98 laps today. The car was just a little bit free on that run. He'll take a round out of the left rear and 4 tires.
About ready to go back to green. We're going to listen in to Jeff Gordon and Eddie DeHaan, his spotter, for this restart.
Going green. Still there, room behind Harvick, Still room behind Harvick if you want it. Still 2 back. All clear low, Double wide behind you, Kyle up top. All clear.
Quick and simple for Jeff Gordon.
It's great to have teammates. That's the opportunity for have teammates. You know, Jimmy Johnson wants to win this race, but with 338 laps to go, you know, I would expect nothing less. We'll let the 24 get down in line. You would expect the 24 to do it to the 48 if you had the same opportunity.
The 41 of Kurt Busch still hung out on the outside, as is the 27 of Paul Menard now.
You see the 41 and Busch trying to convince Jeff Gordon he needed to let him in. Jeff wasn't having anything to do with it. He's, you know, he wants to hang the 41 on the outside. He's racing 41 for the win and also for the championship. So if you can shove that guy to the outside, that's what you're looking to do.
Austin Dillon's done a great job of holding off these new tires back to 3rd. As long as this run can be a short enough distance and he can do a good enough job in these old tires to protect, he perhaps can get a little track position. Even if he falls back to 10th or 15th, it's a gain for this 3 car.
Now the field is starting to thin out up front. We want to show you why the caution came out. Most recently, Greg Biffle, Sam Hornish Jr. going through turns 2.
Greg just lost it. Tried to get the throttle down and came around on him.
All right, leader is 10 for the mark. 5 away, ready, rolling good. Lined up on the bottom, no holes yet. Door, bump behind the 48 by 1. All right. Inside. Bumper. Still there. Lined up. The 2 will be there now. He's clear about 1 behind him, though. I'll try to get it on the 2. 31's there. Door. Still going to be there. Still going to be there. Got the run tight here. Door. Checking up on the bottom.
See the speeds. And just a warning again to the 22, not the 1, the 22 of Joey Logano. Jeff Gordon third.
And how can you bet against Jeff Gordon and Jimmie Johnson, both with 8 wins here at the Paperclip, both currently running in the top 7?
I can see why you're loving them. And so Logano making the claim that right now, from that point after the pace car has left the track, he is the control car and he will bring them around. Turns 3 and 4 into the restart zone. Green flag back in the air.
See the 4, Kevin Harvick got down in front of Jeff Gordon.
Now Kurt Busch trying to find a spot. He and Brad Keselowski stuck on the outside. Jimmie Johnson, Ryan Newman, A.J. Allmendinger, Jamie McMurray. All non-chasers in the top 10.
Mike, you see Jeff Gordon sitting back there in third. He is really good right now. But as he keeps telling Alan Gustafson on the radio, I'm just saving tires. You know, the turnaround for this 2014 is a perception that everybody has. But he said, honestly, we're just finishing races better. That's been the big turnaround, Kelly.
Jimmie Johnson has 8 wins at this track. He started 21st now.
Jeff Gordon also has led 10 laps.
Haven't seemed to have the ability to drive up to the front, much like the 88. The 88 also qualified towards the back. He had gained.
He closes the gap on his teammate, Jeff Gordon, in that 24. Gordon running 9th. Earnhardt Jr. running 10th. And even teammates can maybe not give as much as they would prefer on a short track. Take a look at how that pass took place. Gordon getting by the 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Got up the racetrack a little bit in the middle of the corner. 24 had a little run. 88 trying to block. Jeff Gordon says, you know what, I'm coming. It's my spot. Dale tried to block him. Jeff Gordon, I'm going to let him block him. But all that started all the way on the other end of the racetrack. You saw the 88 got slow in the middle of the corner, got up the racetrack. Jeff Gordon saw that as an opportunity and took it.
He has to try to gain as many points as possible. We talked about this. It's not just winning races. You have to gain points. You have to get the most points you can in all 3 of these races.
Earlier we saw the 48 maybe give the 24 a little bit of room to move in. This most recent move between the 24 and the 88, I think the 24 had a little different thought. Here's what they had to say on the radio after that incident took place between the 2.
Another teammate just knocked her damn fender in. I saw it. I can't believe it. Stupid.
So again, teammates might not be working as well together as they would hope. Jeff Gordon, the only one from Hendrick still in the fight for the championship. I'm assuming he's looking for a little bit of room from his teammates when he's still running for a championship, has that opportunity, maybe not to race him too hard before we've even got to lap 300.
Yeah, I think you always expect more from your teammates. We talked about this several times, and teammates seem to get a little more upset with each other than actually people that aren't on your team, because you expect a lot more. You expect your teammate to give you more room. You think the guys you're racing with are going to not give you room like the 18 here, but you know, you expect it from your teammates. When you don't get it, it hurts your feelings, it makes you mad, and then you express it. And we're starting to get pretty long into a run. We can see the 88 car. Look at the right front brake rotor, how hot it is. You know, the longer we run, the more heat the brakes get in them. All that heat also goes into the wheel, goes into the tire, builds air pressure. It's not uncommon to to see brake rotors glowing in Martinsville, but when I look at all these cars, right now, the 2 Hendrick cars, the 88, the 24, I see higher brake rotor temperatures in those 2 cars than I do everybody else.
Yeah, we haven't had the long run we've expected yet today. The longest we've had today is 46 laps under green.
They're going to take a full round of wedge out of the left rim.
Still down there, no hole. Still inside. Still inside. That 24 jump shot may have a hole right here behind him. Come on over, get over, get over, get over. There you go.
Martin Truex Jr. finds a spot behind the 24 of Jeff Gordon. Earlier we were talking about teammates working together with the 24, the 88, the 48. Well, the epitome of that was the way that restart just worked out for Penske. Joey Logano, race leader, chose the outside line. His teammate was on the inside line, and a deal had to have been made because Joey Logano was able to get in front of Brad Keselowski on this restart.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason Brad Keselowski's on the inside of Joey Logano going into turn 1. Joey Logano gave up the preferred line, which,
yeah, after this season, one of the legends of the sport, Jeff Gordon, will retire. Jeff Gordon rounding out the top 5.
Mike, this is a long run that Jeff Gordon's been waiting on all day long. He's rolled up to the 3rd position now, and he just came on the radio 2 laps ago and told Alan Gustafson, I'm, quote, tiptoeing right now, so taking care of that 24 car. And you know, Jeff said nobody expected us to be alive in this round of the chase. Our team is scrappy, and I like that, Dave.
This morning when I wanted to talk fuel mileage or...
There is no hurry here. Please do not speed coming down pit road. Brad Keselowski said the balance were the same. Do you want any adjustments? Paul Wolf said. He said no. That's a 3rd straight stop with no adjustments for that 2 car. You see Jeff Gordon right on top of him. The car is a little bit tight for Gordon. He said because he was losing grip, he had to add track bar, and that made the car way too tight from the center off air pressure adjustment for him, Mike.
Joey Logano's car also went tight over the course of that run. They make a left
The inside line.
look at Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon has another idea. He knew this was going to happen, and he knows the 2 is going to get in, but the 24 is going to try to roll up on the outside of the 22 and gain a position as well.
Will it work out? The 4-time champion Jeff Gordon. He's got Denny Hamlin in that inside line holding his position. Side by.
Jeff Gordon got down.
Denny Hamlin holding on to 3rd. Kevin Harvick 4th. Jeff Gordon is 5th. And once again, they freight train around Martinsville. All the chase drivers in the top 10 with the exception of Carl Edwards. Edwards, a lap down, scored 19th. Will definitely get in based on points, and right now the points are very close.
If Martin Truex Jr. is sitting there running 9th, having a good run, you're still 4 down from the cut point. I mean, you're having a nice day. Jeff Gordon getting aggressive right here.
4th place, Jeff Gordon.
Here we are, the last 100 laps. There's no more riding around. There's no more saving equipment. Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, and you see right behind Brad Keselowski, the 24, all going at this point as hard as they can to the finish.
And that's funny you mentioned that. I had brought it up earlier that we saw a lap turned early under 20 seconds, and then everyone else was running right around 21 seconds to maybe low 21s, and the caution has come out now with Jamie McMurray, Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, as is Harvick. Harvick stuck on the outside. McMurray doesn't want to give him the opportunity to get in front of him.
This is why we saw that battle off pit road, trying to get to the odd number. You see how many spots this is going to cost Kevin Harvick.
Kevin should lift right here and get behind the 24. Wasn't able to do it. Needed to make that move much earlier.
Caution in turn 4 for the 23. As we focus in on the 24 team and Eddie DeHaan, we'll see if Eddie can get Jeff Gordon down on that inside line and how quickly he can do it.
And the leader is gone, green. Straddling 2, now just Kurt, still there.
Oh, around goes the 20.
Keep coming, shove through it.
Kids at the round, out in front of the field. The 41 has damage. It's coming off turn 2. There's the initial contact.
Look at the 41. It's a big hit. But that moved Jeff Gordon into second. I'd say the 24 was a little bit lucky when the 41 went into turn 3 after that impact. You know he didn't have good steering and was just barely missed at 24.
We're about ready to get the restart. The pace will pick up considerably.
So in row 1, we have 2 guys trying to win a championship. In row 2, we have 2 guys needing to win a race to make their year complete. So how much is row 2 going to push the issue right here?
Here's the 22 radio of Joey Logano.
Hey, Joe. Hey, totally up to you, but Jeff said he'll do the same deal that you did with Brad. Just passing a message.
Wonder what the answer to that was. We're about to find out. Back into the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. 57 laps to go from Martinsville.
Jeff Gordon did a great job of getting a run off turn 2. Was able to clear McMurray to get into second.
3 wide as they go into turn 3. Of Alex Kennedy, now he's 10 laps down.
And all this has worked to Jeff Gordon's advantage. He had a bad pit stop, gotten himself back in the pack. Wasn't looking like he was going to have a chance to win this race. All this started, he found a way around the wrecks. Now he's in position to possibly win this race.
And at the top of the show, we talked about non-chasers. Who could spoil the chaser's opportunity? We talked about Dale Earnhardt Jr., maybe Jimmy Johnson, but how about Jamie McMurray in the 1 car? We didn't even really have him listed, and here he is running 3rd, putting pressure on Jeff Gordon.
Jamie McMurray, an impressive run. Sitting 3rd. Kyle Busch behind him in 4th. Dale Earnhardt Jr. 5th. Martin Truex Jr. is 6th. Ryan Newman and Casey Kane, 2 non-chasers.
Now would look like running 8th or 9th wasn't going to be good a little while ago. Now if you run 9th, you're the 5th best chase guy. So what looked bad a little while ago doesn't look so bad anymore.
Logano, Gordon, McMurray, Kyle Busch, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Logano has an 1/8 of a second lead over second place Jeff Gordon. And Kenseth cleared by Logano. Maybe no. Kenseth takes him out. Logano into the wall. Caution comes out and the crowd roars. Matt Kenseth already not having the day that he wanted to have. And the opportunity presented itself. The race leader is Jeff Gordon. He's been stopped on the front stretch as the red flag for cleaning up the track continues. The work is not supposed to be done on a car under red flag conditions, but obviously they'll suffer the penalty for work on the red flag or work under the red flag condition because they want to get out losing. As
Jeff Gordon now, he has inherited the lead. He is in position to win this race and have an opportunity to, lock himself into going to Homestead. So all this mayhem and chaos that we've seen over the last several laps, Jeff Gordon's been the huge benefactor of that, but it's opened the door for Jeff Gordon to take advantage of it.
And while this is happening, the 24 goes by and takes the lead. Marty. Cars begin to roll, and guess who's out front? 5-time, or looking to be 5-time champion, Jeff Gordon. Hasn't won in 2015. He's won at this racetrack 8 times before. Jeff Gordon in a position now where if he can hold on to that lead, he can punch his ticket into the championship round at Homestead. As the cars roll, they'll stack them up 2 by 2. We go NASCAR nonstop. And welcome back. They are coming to pit road. The 24 decided to make his way to pit road. Marty.
Well, Jeff Gordon's been describing his team as scrappy. We'll see how scrappy they are. They're going to fix that left rear fender damage a little bit and a wedge adjustment as well. 4 Goodyear tires for Jeff Gordon. We'll see where this will put him on the restart, Dave.
Kevin. 24 won the race off of pit road. Order. Okay, guys. I know we were a little surprised when that many cars came to pit road. Too many cars?
I'm shocked. I thought that Jeff Gordon with 16 laps on his tires would have to stay out and keep track position. A.J. Allmendinger decided to stay out with Denny Hamlin. I'm surprised. I truly am surprised. I thought you would have split of the field, maybe 6, 8, 10 cars. Luckily for the 24, most of them pitted. There'll only be 2 cars in front of them. But A.J. Allmendinger only has 10 laps on his tires, Denny Hamlin 15. I think the new tires for Jeff Gordon will be a huge advantage. I think he'll absolutely overtake the 2 in front of him. I think Denny Hamlin's bet was more than 1 car would stay out behind him.
I think Denny and his team are very surprised Moore didn't stay out. I'm surprised that Ford didn't stay out. He had pitted after all these guys. There's several guys I thought would stay.
Kyle Larson.
And guys, the thought process for Jeff Gordon and his team, Alan Gustafson just radioed to Jeff Gordon, we're going to have 42 laps to go, or 41 to go when we take the green. Those 4 fresh tires are going to pay dividends. And remember, Gordon has been very good on the long run. They want that fresh rubber, but they want this thing to go green until the end.
Might have to go green. Just to stay light.
I was going to say, it's getting dark here at Martinsville. Again, no lights here at the half mile. And the pace car with lights is making its way off of the track. Now, 2 cars that stayed out. Denny Hamlin, A.J. Allmendinger. How long can they hold off guys who came to pit road and got tires? We're about to find out. Out of turn 4. Green flag back in the air.
A.J. Allmendinger is definitely not making it easy on Denny Hamlin with great battle back from the outside.
A little bit of contact as they went through 3 and 4. Now the crossover by the 18 of Kyle Busch. He's made it to the inside and now put Martin Truex Jr. on the outside. A.J. Allmendinger making the move. And Allmendinger out in front of Denny Hamlin.
Remember, A.J. Allmendinger has the freshest tires of the 2 that stayed out. He only has 10 laps on his tires.
Can A.J. Allmendinger hold off the hard-charging 24 of Jeff Gordon? Fresher tires for the 24 on back. How big of a difference will it make as Denny Hamlin now peeks to the inside of A.J. Allmendinger. Allmendinger closes the door on him.
That was an impressive move by the 47 to take the lead from the outside. We have yet to see that happen at all today.
Allmendinger trying to hold them off for 37 more laps. A win a year ago for, and now out in front at Martinsville.
Jeff Gordon starting to take a little bit of a look at Denny Hamlin down the straightaway, just letting Denny know I'm here. I think those tires are going to start to matter here in just a few laps.
And Jeff Gordon's going to have to play defense on Martin Truex Jr. He's right on the 24's bumper.
.35 laps to go for A.J. Allmendinger. Again, the sunset here in Martinsville for just after 5:30.
And he's got a good run right here. He's going to take a look. See if A.J. gives it to him. If it goes green, I think it's advantage Jeff Gordon.
Absolutely. 33 to go. We might only have 15 laps of green flag racing. We've seen that before here. When they stack up, everyone is battling for these points. One spin, that costs 2, 3, 5 laps of yellow. That's just eliminating more opportunities for the 24 and the 78 to use those new tires.
Allmendinger on the inside, Hamlin on the outside. The final 30 laps coming up from Martinsville.
Great start by Allmendinger. Kind of checked everybody up, then got going. Everybody 24 was ready to run on him. Allmendinger did a great job.
Can he hang on to that top spot? Denny Hamlin fighting on the outside. Allmendinger was able to take the lead on the outside from Denny Hamlin. Will Hamlin try the same move? Martin Truex Jr. jumps in behind the 24. Hamlin not able to get in front of the 47. Now he slides back to second.
No, but the fact that Hamlin got to second and not Jeff Gordon is huge for A.J. Allmendinger.
Hamlin not as quick coming out of turn 4, and that allowed the 24 of Jeff Gordon to get to the inside. Now he moves up the track. Jeff Gordon's going to take second away from Hamlin. The pressure tires on the 24. Now, right behind the 47 of Allmendinger.
I believe the 24th with those fresher tires will get to the bumper of the 47, but will he be able to get by? Will he even try to get by him clean, or will he move the 47 right up the track? Remember how much this win means to the 24.
Win and you advance if you're a Chase driver. Marty.
And Rick, remember this, in this race last year, Jeff Gordon finished second, had the rough race at Texas, went to Phoenix and finished second, but didn't make it to the round of 4 at Homestead. You see a battle further back with Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. Jeff Gordon remembers that race and felt like maybe he could have been a little more aggressive with Dale Earnhardt Jr. and your car last year. He doesn't want to finish second today, Steve. He wants that 9th grandfather clock. Kelly?
41 of Kurt Busch back on pit road. They spent significant time back in the garage. They thought they had that suspension fixed on the right front, but apparently they haven't, as they've had to bring him back down. And this is going to be a poor points day for Kurt.
Absolutely. Quite a few chasers that are having tough days today.
I think this will work out for A.J. Allmendinger. He's going to need a caution right now. Trapped from 24. Jeff Gordon on the outside on the restart. That's what he's going to need. You can see Jeff Gordon cutting into the lead. Much fresher tires, faster race car on top of that. So Allmendinger's time is limited.
And with 23 to go, I don't believe he can hold the 24 off, because I don't think the 24 is going to show any patience. As soon as he gets to the bumper of the 47, I think he's got to muscle by.
We'll see how accurate that is. He's to the bumper. The rotor's already glowing on the 24, braking hard.
The 24 has working for him. There's no pressure from behind, so he doesn't have to push the issue right now as he makes the moves.
Here goes Jeff Gordon. Gordon leading at Martinsville.
And he did not have to make contact. He was able just to easily pass Allmendinger. He didn't want to make contact. He didn't want to cause a potential issue for himself. So without McMurray putting pressure on Jeff Gordon, it enabled Jeff Gordon just to take his time, methodically make the pass.
And even as bad as A.J. Allmendinger wants to win a race, what a classy move. In all the weeks of retaliation, we've seen cars push on one another. He knew the 24 was faster, the 24 got a run, and the 47 allowed him to race for the win.
Jeff Gordon coming into this race, everyone pointed to Martinsville as his best opportunity to make sure he made it into the championship 4 at season's end. And now Gordon leading with under 20 laps to go at Martinsville. Marty.
And Rick, how about the move a moment ago for Alan Gustafson to bring Jeff Gordon to pit road? 2 of the last 3 stops for this 2014, they had trouble on pit road. Once with the right front, once with the right rear. And remember what Jeff Gordon said pre-race too, we must have a clean day on pit road. They haven't had that, but Gustafson still believed in his crew, brought him down pit road, and they won that last race off pit road. Steve, sometimes you got to say, guys, you got to deliver for me, and just trust that your guys will do it.
Absolutely, Marty. That's the team that got you here. Everyone makes mistakes. You have to just keep digging, keep trying at it. If the 24 felt like they needed to get tires, they had to put it into the pit crew's hands to do the best job they could.
Now earlier when A.J. Allmendinger was out front, both of you said he needs a caution because he wants to trap Jeff Gordon on the outside line. Now Jeff Gordon doesn't want a caution because Jeff has not notoriously been known for having great restarts.
Hey, let's make this clear. This race isn't over for Jamie McMurray. I mean, we're talking about giving Jeff Gordon this win. Jamie McMurray is about there digging. He's run Jeff Gordon down a little bit, cut into his advantage. So this race is not over.
But out front, 16 laps to go. Jeff Gordon in his final season, his final Martinsville start. He's won here 8 times before. He's tied with his teammate, Jimmy Johnson. He could break that tie if he's able to hold on for less than 15 laps. But the gap is closing between he and Jamie McMurray.
It's just never been this dark here, really, at Martinsville before you can really see those front rotors glow on all the lead cars.
Most wins at Martinsville. Jeff Gordon tied for 3rd.
Jamie McMurray ran the fastest lap on the racetrack that lap.
Trevor Bayne in the 6th. You saw sparks flying from out underneath his car. He was able to get off the track. We stay green. Jeff Gordon now 13 laps to go at Martinsville. Jamie McMurray trying to close the gap. It's 0.6 of a second that separate the 2 cars.
Go win this thing, Jamie. You're the best car.
What will Jamie do when he gets to the back bumper of the 24? This is another Gordon Under 12 laps to go. And it continues to get darker. The reason you can't tell, our cameras have shaders on them. They've opened them up wide so they get as much light in there as possible, but it is getting dark in Martinsville.
You go with the line, at the line. Jamie behind pushing really hard. He's got to be careful not to try to push too hard. He can't afford a mistake with only 10 laps left. If you push too hard in one little slip, that could be the difference. The last time getting into turn 3, got in really deep, wasn't able to keep the car on the bottom.
The gap is closed. Gordon trying to hold off Jamie McMurray. They're under 10 laps to go. McMurray trying a little higher line through 3 and 4.
So Denny Hamlin used that same line early in the race. Try not to be on the race on the bottom of the corner until leaving the corner, enables you to have a good straight exit.
47 of A.J. Allmendinger just moments ago got into the wall. After leading at the restart, Allmendinger trying to hang on to that car for the final laps. McMurray still trying to close the gap between he and Jeff Gordon, but now a slower car in between them. J.J. Yaley in the 26. He moves out of line, allows McMurray to take the curb.
But now Jeff Gordon has some lap cars. He has the 83 and the 2 side by side getting into turn 1.
And around they go in front of him, and the caution will come out. If you're Jeff Gordon, this is a no-win situation. If you come to pit road, people stay out. If you don't come to pit road, they'll dive onto pit road to get those tires.
I think Jeff Gordon and his team, they have to stay out. They just have to hope not too many people come behind, because as you said, if he pits, it's easy to make that decision. You have to hope that Jamie McMurray, that Earnhardt Jr., that Truex, that Hamlin, none of those guys pit, so that they, even with fresher tires, they can't get to you. I just don't think the 24 can pit right here.
And a reminder, a week ago, it was, you heard it, just heard him, staying out. A week ago, it was one attempt at a green-white checker. If we get to that, less than 3 laps, we will have 3 attempts at a green-white checker finish at Martinsville. But will we have enough light? That's the question. It's hard to see the cars on the track now. As I mentioned before,
even be running. Yeah. Guess who said that, right?
That was Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, listen, it is dark. It's not too dark to be running, though. NASCAR can still start this race. It is without a doubt dark, and it's getting to the point. Too many restarts, and it will be an issue, but it's okay right now.
Jeff Gordon trying to win his 9th Martinsville race. Marty.
And guys, I can tell you, I've been here for a few late model races that have finished in much darker conditions than this, so I think the light is fine, although Jeff Gordon thinks that it is too dark to be out here right now. Alan Gustafson asked him, it's going to be a green-white checker, do you have enough? Jeff said, do I really have a choice? But I'm just way tighter than I expected to be right now. This restart, Rick, will be a lot of fun to watch because McMurray is hungry.
Absolutely.
I think the bigger, the 11 from the outside starting position. Does Jamie McMurray have that, and what kind of incident is the 88 going to have behind him? What kind of play does he have? Is he going to be able to take the 24 3 wide into 1?
Let's listen in on the 24 radio. A little pep talk.
Just focus out front. Get you that restart. Let's get this thing done, man. This is you right here. This is what we wanted. You're the man to do it.
When it comes to drivers at Martinsville, there are very few that you would count on in this situation. One of those is Jeff Gordon. Might not be the best at restarts, but at Martinsville, he has been able to find a way to win multiple times.
He's got the advantage of the inside lane, so as long as he leaves cleanly, he should be in good shape. The key right here, though, you got to remember, these are old tires, a lot of debris on the tires. We haven't had many restarts with this many laps on the tires. They haven't experienced this before today. They're going to have wheel spin taken off, and they're not going to have grip when they get into turn 1.
The scheduled distance, 500 laps. This will be a regular attempt at the restart, not a green-white checker.
Oh, Jamie with a good run off turn 2. That's as good as you could hope for.
Side by side for the lead as they go into 3. McMurray a little higher through 3 and 4. The advantage to the 24. White flag in the air one more time around for Gordon. Jeff Gordon looking for a storybook ending to the 2015 season. Out of 3 and 4, this win's gonna punch his ticket to the championship 4. Gordon wins at Martinsville.
Yeah, we're going to Homestead. Yeah, that's how you fight. Hey, boys, that's how you do it. That was huge. That was huge. God, I love you guys. Great job. Way to hang in there. That's what I'm talking about. Fighting and digging, boys. That's what we do.
Been a boisterous crowd.
Burn that baby down! Burn that baby down!
And I believe this crowd got what they wanted tonight. A lock for the Hall of Fame. Jeff Gordon, in his final season in the Sprint Cup Series, gets win number 93 on his career, and more importantly, he moves into a position where he could get his 5th championship. Sunoco continues to fuel victories. And Jeff Gordon might be celebrating as much as we've ever seen. Racetrack that has been so good for Rick Hendrick. The winningest team ever at Martinsville. And it's been fueled by that man, Jeff Gordon. 9 wins at this racetrack. Jimmy Johnson, smiles and hugs. There's been 93 wins for Jeff Gordon, but maybe none sweeter than this one. In his retirement year, in the round of 8, Martinsville looked to be the best track for Jeff Gordon, and he capitalized tonight. Jeff Gordon will move on to Homestead. He has solidified a spot as one of the 4 drivers that will race for a championship. The clock presentation and victory lane celebration is coming up next. Jeff Gordon wins at Martinsville. In a career that has spanned 23 years, a young Jeff Gordon has 4 championships. If he wants a 5th, he would have to win or point his way in to that championship 4 at season's end. He just won at Martinsville. Now let's go to Victory Lane and Marty Snyder.
I have been around for a lot of Jeff Gordon celebrations, a lot of these Victory Lane interviews, but I have never seen you celebrate like that.
Yeah! We're going to Homestead!
Most meaningful win of your career, Jeff?
It was a joke. I'm coming back next year. I'm just
You're going to unretire now?
No way, man. This is the sweetest, most amazing feeling. I'm so proud of this team. You want to talk about home back emotions? Right now, man, wow, we're going to Homestead, and I can't believe it. What an incredible battle that was. Hell, we just stuck with it all day long, and I was just trying to protect those rear tires. And man, it just all fell in our lap. Obviously, the incident with the 22 and a couple of those other guys, you know, certainly.
Comes Ella with a big hug for Daddy. Very nice. A little confetti there.
Oh my God.
There's Mama and there's Leo.
Squeezing him so hard, I don't think he can breathe. Kind of like me those last couple laps. Yeah, I give a lot of credit to Jamie McMurray, raced me hard and clean there. And oh man, I tell you, it's never over here though. It's just never over. What a battle, and what a team. I tell you what, people don't give this team enough credit, and we seized an opportunity right there. You know, I don't think this opportunity would present itself the next couple weeks. But boy, it sure is nice to have taken advantage of this one, not have to worry about that.
You and I talked a lot over the summer, and you said at times this team was at each other's throats and then things weren't going well. Did you really believe when all that was going on, this could happen?
Well, I believe that when we went through those moments and we came through it, and we're still talking to one another, and we're still smiling and communicating and trying to be better, that I knew that if we could get into this position, we could do something special. And man, this has turned into a fairy tale year. I can't believe it. I cannot believe Homestead's going to be an unreal weekend, and we're completely focused now. We talked about this in our meeting before the race, that if we can make it through today and win, all our focus is on that Homestead car. So I don't know who to thank first. Obviously, I need to thank AARP, Member Advantages, and oh my gosh, Pepsi, Exalta, Chevrolet, Panasonic, Valvoline. Gosh, I know I'm missing somebody, but I'm just overwhelmed right now. But most of all, just thanks to this team. Rick, thank you, buddy, for believing in me and let me make this my last year. And now we're going to Homestead. Woo!
Hey, real quick, I know you said you're holding back the emotions, but when the kids walk up, does that make it more meaningful that you can celebrate in your final year a win?
Oh my gosh, yes. It means so much to have them here. There's nothing sweeter than you know, going to work. At least I kind of call it work, but and to have them and Ingrid here to you know, experience these moments. I mean, that's what life's all about, and that's what I realized after being in the series for 23 years. It's these moments when you're sharing it with the people that work hard and the people that you care about the most. There's no greater feeling than that.
On the work side, maybe best of all, your final year, you're going to get to battle for a championship at Homestead.
Just like we did today, we're going to grind it out. We're going to give them something to think about. First, we're going to improve our race car a little bit for Homestead, but don't count us out. We proved that this entire chase, and we certainly proved that today. And this team is fired up. We got some momentum now.
Tell me on Friday, our team is scrappy. Well, now this scrappy little team that Jeff Gordon has led will race for a championship in his final season. Rick.
It's been over 5 minutes since he won the race, and the roars continue. And a mob scene at Victory Lane. Are you surprised a guy who has won 93 times, and this one right here might be the biggest celebration we've ever seen out of it?
Well, it just seems only fitting. You know, he announced this was going to be his last year. He's been so competitive for so many years of his career. To be winless to this point, but to continue through the chase as him and Alan Gustafson and this team has done. And then we talked about it. This was his shot. This was his best shot. He's always been a master of this place, coming in here with so many wins. It just seemed to fall his way, and then when the opportunity presented itself, they went out and earned it for the rest of the day today.
Yeah, I think the fact that it hasn't been easy for this team, that makes that this much more rewarding, because you had to fight, you had to struggle, but you came through it, and when the opportunity presented itself, you did execute. And now we don't see people that are retiring. We rarely see them go out on the top. he has a real opportunity now to truly go out on top and leave as a champion.
Remember, at Homestead, the way the chase format is set up, 4 drivers, all with an equal opportunity to win the title, and it's the one who finishes the best is the champion.
And Alan and Jeff have won at Homestead before together, so it's definitely not out of the realm that they could go win that race in a few weeks.
Take a look at the unofficial results. Jeff Gordon gets the win and now advances into the championship 4.
We've seen the points shuffle that much in just green-white checkers. Today was no different. I think anyone other than Jeff Gordon still needs to think a win is their best shot.
And things couldn't have been crazier than what we saw here at Martinsville. To break it all down, we go to Krista, Kyle, and DJ.
I'm not awake yet. Oh my God. Oh my God. Man, God boy. Woo. Man. That was the most awesome thing.
Oh, unbelievable.
I believe that. You did it.
It's enough. Unbelievable. You're the man, buddy. You deserve it.
I was dreaming, man. That's great. Hey, boss. Can you believe that? I love It's only one that matters. Thank you, buddy. Great job, dude. I'm so proud of you. Let me move this real quick. John, I don't know. See the sticker? Listen. So we're all going to put our fingers on one. Here, Leo, you put your fingers here. Yeah, you there. Where do we put it? Anywhere? Let's go up here. Jeff, get on the Mama, you want to put your finger up there? All right, guys. It's not the prettiest one I've ever seen. Sorry, Leo.
Welcome back, everyone, to Victory Lane. Let's take a look at what happens with Jeff Gordon's win today at Martinsville. He joins the elite of winners at this racetrack, now third all time, in some pretty good company. But those numbers pale in comparison when you think about the meaning of today's win. And Jeff Gordon joins us now. Jeff, first of all, congratulations so much. But when you think about the Daytona 500s, the championships, the Brickyards, where does this win stack up with all those other accomplishments?
That's an excellent question. I mean, I've been, especially this year, been reminiscing about my entire career and memorable moments and ones that stood out the most. I thought last year's Brickyard 400, having my family there, stood out a lot. And it's easy to kind of put behind me the championships and those memories and moments because it was so long ago. But I mean, to be in the moment right now and be experiencing this and know what was on the line here today and to achieve this with this race team is unbelievable. It is absolutely unbelievable, and I don't think I can quite really measure on a scale what this means. This means so much to me, and my family was here, and this team just did an incredible job to get us here, to get us into this position, and to just see the whole race unfold the way that it did, and to be in that. I'm just looking around because it's a surreal experience right now. I'm looking, going, is this really happening? I keep thinking that it's not, like I'm just dreaming.
Jeff, you talked about reminiscing. Let's go back a year ago. After the disappointment at Texas when you wrecked out and you did not advance to the chase for the championship. You're going back now, my friend. Tell me, does this feel like redemption? What does it feel like now?
Well, even more so because I really think about this race here last year, this Martinsville race. You know, I was speeding on pit road, and I feel like it cost us the chance to come off pit road first and be in that #1 position to go battle for the win. I was happy to see Dale Jr. win that race because I know how much this clock meant to him, but I knew that was an opportunity that we had to advance. Yeah, I was disappointed at Texas things worked out the way that they did. So, yeah, this is a very sweet redemption, and gosh, I know we're a different race team this year, but I think we're better and stronger in so many other ways that I just don't count us out, you know, at Homestead. That's a track that I like, that I run well at, and this team is going to work extremely hard to go put our best effort out there and try to make a miracle happen like we did here today.
And Jeff, you may be the first driver to celebrate under the stars at Martinsville in your final start there. But the thing about it, win number 93, your 9th win at Martinsville, your first win of 2015. But all I heard on that radio after you took the checkered flag, and all I've heard you say, we're going to Homestead. You are officially part of that championship 4.
We actually won this race under the stars, Larry. It was dark. I couldn't even see. Almost overdrove turn 3 there, that last corner. I mean, that's what's just so amazing to me. You know, that this chase format, I mean, I do think it suits us. You know, we showed it last year. You know, it slipped away from us, you know, in this round. But I do think it suits us because of tracks like Martinsville and because of how it resets and the elimination. And I'm just super excited. I mean, I think to be in my final year and know that I'm going to go to Homestead and this team is going to Homestead as one of those final 4 to compete for the championship. I mean, I got to tell you, I got a lot of invitations out there to people that I just wanted to be there, just to be there to experience it, let alone to experience this trying to go for a championship.
Jeff, last year at Miami Homestead, you dominated that race. You were the fastest car, and then in the end, you pulled off and made a pit stop. You have a good setup for that track. I think you're ready to go, yes?
Yeah, and I think we learned some things from that race last year and those pit sequences, you know, that can help us. We should have pit the time before that. We stayed out, and then the caution came out, and then we came in, so it kind of got all jumbled up. But we had an awesome car. You know, that place is up on the wall. It's an abrasive racetrack. There's fairly big fall off. I think that suits us. But we know we're not the best team on mile and a halves right now. We hope that the things that have already been in the works and what will happen over these next 3 weeks, that we can get ourselves in a position that we'll go and be very competitive there and do what we maybe could have done last year if we'd been in it.
Jeff, congratulations on a huge win. You are part of that championship 4, and best of luck when you get there.
Thank you, guys. And I know none of you guys picked me today, but I think Caitlin did. So tell her I said thank you.
All right.